Good morning, commissary members. As you are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend with friends and family, and also hopefully some larger events that you have had, I wanted to pop in with what is supposed to be kind of a monthly video from me with some information that we wanted to share, as it seems to be productive as folks can listen to these videos as you're working or maybe on your commute. Today, I'm actually going to use some notes, which I usually don't do, but there's a lot of information that I want to get through. And there will be details that I want to make sure that I'm getting into this message and not forgetting. So you'll receive some written correspondence about some of these things as a collective, as a membership, but also as some individualized messages to certain members as well. This message is to share not only some really awesome things that we have going on, but some logistical changes that we have at the organization and some concerns that I have about our shared space and collaboration in the kitchen. So I apologize as I'm needing to look at some notes, not usually my norm. We're getting more members, which very, very exciting to add to a roster of amazing veteran members. And so that means we're getting more use out of the kitchen. So if you're in the kitchen, you probably noticed that we have higher use in the kitchen, which is amazing. That is our purpose and our mission. So it's a shared space, which also means shared resources and shared knowledge, shared experiences. And those pieces are such a benefit to all of us. But there's also some things about a shared space that is part of where my concerns will be later in this message of we all need to work together as a team and do the right thing as a team because it is everyone's space. Every business we have in our using our kitchen, that risk is everyone's business, and also that benefit of getting to collaborate is everyone's benefit. So we're going to dive into that a little bit today as it has been weighing on me. We need to formalize some process and some practices as we want this to be a space that every member's business feels safe and confident to operate in our kitchen. We are a resource for members and for the community, and we are the only one in Monroe County. And when we first started, we were the only one in upstate New York. So we do take this very seriously, that it is a privilege and an honor to be that resource, but we need to protect us as that resource. One of the things that I wanted to address also today is communication, to be friendly and effective to one another. It is never okay to be disrespectful to staff or another member. I sadly have gotten reports of both of these things happening on more than one occasion recently, and this is not going to be tolerated. I take my leadership style is that we are all a team and that I want to hear from members, and you should feel comfortable to reach out to me, and many of you do, and I greatly appreciate that. And so with this open communication, I've heard some things that really I'm not okay with. So communication to one another and to staff has to be respectful at all times. That's an expectation of being a member here at the commissary. Also, staff is not on site all the time. I wish we had a bottom line where this could be a 24-hour staff facility. I think that would be incredible. Hopefully we can get there in the future. But as of right now, it is not an expectation of mine, nor should it be an expectation of yours, that staff will be there when you are using the kitchen. So the expectations are that members can operate successfully without staff being there. And so we do have some tactics that I'm going to go through of how we can do that. But at any time, you could reach out to Kevin or myself, especially about the facilities side of things. But I just want to be really clear, as it seems to be a little bit of confusion about just the staff and supervision of the kitchen on site. The good news is we are under 24-hour video surveillance. So if something goes on, or if, there's last year we had some fridges go out due to a power surge because of a flood, we could kind of go back in the footage and see what happened. And then also, as you can imagine, we can see all the operations of the kitchen at every angle, no pun intended. in any case that when a member brings something to our attention or something that we have a concern about. So in this shared kitchen, I'm going to first talk about cleaning. Standards and protocols are being shifted a bit, needing to be more detailed, and we are working on that checklist. You will soon have a check-in and check-out process for your station to make sure that it was clean when you arrived and clean when you leave. We're also adding some infractions or fines that are more detailed than are just the $25 of kitchen cleaning fees that might be needed. So cleaning is important. My staff and members that have known me for over the last year, there's only certain things that could shut us down in a heartbeat. Cleaning can lead to being shut down in a heartbeat. Pest control is a thing. And also, of course, everybody's food and expectations of agency inspections can shut us down in a heartbeat. So it's very, very important. The next part is dishwasher cleaning. You probably saw that note from Kevin. Kevin has sent out times for group trainings. And if those times do not work for you to learn properly how to use the dishwasher, we only have one at this time, and it really does impact everybody's operation if it goes down or not used properly. So if those times of Kevin's group trainings do not work for you, the expectation is you will contact Kevin to reach out for an individual one-on-one time that will work for you. We are also needing to emphasize that folks that we have as members that are Ag and Market members, they rely on the dishwasher for sanitizing their products and their bottles or jars. And so this is critical to not only being able to wash dishes, but to be able to sanitize. So this isn't something that's just as simple as, oh yeah, you could just, use a 3-bay sink at the end of your shift. We have other uses of that one machine. So again, please contact Kevin for training. He's got a running list of folks that he's already done training with. In addition, there's a QR code on the dishwasher itself, also in your food corridor, that goes through a training, goes through operating and breaking down the dishwasher. So if it's been a little while since you've used it and you've gone through the training with Kevin, you'll always have that as a resource. Or if it's a time when staff is not on site and you need a refresher, it's been, again, some time before you've used it, that's a resource to you. Everybody knows how to use QR codes these days. To better equip our members with information and also checking in and making sure we know how you're doing, how your membership is doing at the commissary. Is there anything more that we can do, or how can we assist you more? How is your business growing? We are setting up training in the kitchen and staff office hours, and that includes myself. So appointments are going to be asked. We can always help with quick questions or feedback as you're in the kitchen or as you need things. And our staff work has grown too, as I just keep adding things to the list for our staff and myself to do. But so sometimes we might be in a meeting, or sometimes we just have a quick minute before we're getting set up for the next thing. And so what's best is if you do know you have a concern and it's not just something that comes up when you're in the kitchen, or you want to share something that's happening to your business that we could be helpful with, please set up an appointment. And we're also going to be rolling out this week office hours and kitchen hour training. So as I discussed, you might not feel that you know how to use every piece of equipment that you need to, and the fallback is you can ask another member or you can ask Kevin. But what we'd like to do is set up training in the kitchen times that Kevin and you can either go through things as a group or individual. So as you might be there by yourself on an evening, and you do not have the comfort level yet on pieces of equipment that you want to use, contact Kevin. He'll set up a one-on-one training. Or if you know that some member friends of yours also want to really figure out how to use that new steam table that we have, for example, we could do a group session on that. Hannah also will be setting aside 2 hours a week that will be set up for member meetings. and trainings with members on different things that we might think that is helpful, or you come with ideas of what you specifically need. So connecting with Hannah is a requirement of each member to ensure that we are offering the right services, connections, programs that we're best suited to fit our mission of growing successful businesses. And also, it will be for you to share how your business is doing, an update about what you might have coming up, so we can help market those events or be a part of those events. And also, we need very accurate information about each of our members for our funders. For those of you who don't know, we are still about 80% funded by grants. And so I do monthly reporting and annual reporting for all of this funding. And so the more information that we have about our members, the better. But that's why we also, when we send out surveys or information that we need from members, that's actually something that is required for me to report on. So it's not just, hey, it would be great to know. In many cases, I need to know. So that leads us to booking. Oh, also, I'll have set aside hours that I will send out. I'm thinking once a week, I'll have certain hours that either I'll be upstairs in my office or downstairs in the kitchen that you could set up a time with me. It will be really great getting to know where you are in your stage of business a little bit better. If we've known each other the last year, or if you're a new member, I'm looking forward to kind of those president office hours as well. So closing the loop on that, all three of us will be available on a weekly basis for making sure that you have exactly what you need. I have had a couple of instances lately where members are trying to just figure out a challenge on their own, and we had a resource right in our back pocket that probably could have shortened that time. So again, just trying to get to know where you are so we can make those connections or help in a way to expedite or accelerate where you are in your business. For bookings recently have gotten just a little bit messy with last minute bookings or people needing equipment when they arrive, but we didn't know that they needed that equipment for whatever reason. So just to tighten this up, a 24-hour notice for any mobile equipment, heating equipment, will be needed during the week. And then 48 hours is needed for the weekend because we want to make sure that you have exactly what you need for the time that you need it. We've had a couple of instances lately where just in the confusion of last bookings or last minute changes to bookings, people have used equipment that wasn't either signed out to them or it was already signed out by someone else. And these are things like the fryer, the steam table, the flat top grill. So different things that actually move around our space. We're also adding a additional Google sign out sheet for Cambros or A-frames, hand washing stations, pop-up tents, or farmers market table setups. So we have a lot of that equipment that's available for all members to use. But it's very important that we're signing it out, and it's very important that it's returned and returned clean, and then therefore it's picked up clean. That's really important as we're getting into this busy season of events and farmers markets and additional vending opportunities that you have. So that Google form will roll out soon. Leaving the kitchen is the next thing that I want to talk about. Leaving the kitchen on time, or you change your booking. There are many times where reviewing video footage when we thought nobody was in the kitchen, or we were checking in on equipment, or maybe seeing if everything was clean, and people are still there and we don't have anything on our booking information through Food Corridor. So leave when you say you're going to leave via your booking, or extend your booking. And members cannot leave food or equipment and open stations at the kitchen without a business representative on site for things like, you got to go run and drop off a catering, or you need to go deliver some meals. That's not okay. This is on the rise and it needs to stop. And this is for safety of all members, their food, their product in the space, and also to minimize the attractiveness that food laying around can be for pests. We have really increased the cost of pest control that we have right now. And that was needed. We needed to do a better job in an old building, and as you know, adjacent to the basement stairs. And we are very proud that when we talk to other folks in the building, that they see more activity than we do. And here we are as the biggest kitchen space in the building. But this also means that we are doing our due diligence inside of the kitchen to not be attracting pests. And so leaving food for whatever reasons that aren't in production is a part of that. So now I'm going to move into, and again, I do feel like it's like, this is very, it's a litany of things that I'm going through, which is true. I just need to make sure that we're addressing everything that is currently happening in the kitchen and also in our organization. So now I'm going to get into some unfavorable things in this message. I'm sure. And this is money. So there will be a newly issued handbook out very soon for our members. The old one does live in Food Corridor. It is addressed in your onboarding, but we could tell that it's just not being followed in its depth, but also we needed to recognize that there's some gaps within that document. So you will be tasked with going through the new document when we roll it out, again, very soon, and signing off that you have received it. We think it's going to be a very simple sign-off process. So again, if you're not on site often, if you're reading through it, it's going to be not a lot of work for you to legitimize that you've signed off, that you have received this new document. And we want to hear from you when you read it. If there's questions, if there's concerns, if something doesn't quite match up to the day-to-day use that maybe we haven't seen as staff and you have on the ground, I want to hear about it. I want to make sure that this handbook is a document that serves everyone and serves everyone's business so that expectations are clear. Once the new handbook is rolled out, there will be times that you will see that we contact you about if there's an infraction or if there's something that has not been followed. So there will be times that you will have to be charged for infractions, just like the cleaning fee is now. There will be a list of examples, but not limited to times where you have to be charged for not following the rules of the kitchens and process of the organization. So infractions will correlate with the policies within this handbook. And this is not anything new. I've done a lot of research and talked to other shared kitchens, and this is business as usual. Our fees are actually less than the majority of the kitchens that are out there doing, working on the same mission that we are. And this new way of doing business is really, again, to protect everyone's business as members. So we have around 70 members right now. It's to protect all 70, not just yours as an individual member. Shared space where every member will be respected by us holding high standards of every member is exactly what we are going for. This is not to finger point. This is to ensure that everyone's hard work as small businesses are not going to be paused or destroyed for some other business not following the rules. Lately, I've heard things like, I'm not going to clean this because it wasn't clean when I got here. That's the wrong way of thinking of things. We need to make sure that everyone is bringing their A game. So some of these actions are what they are. I mean, we need to do our job. I need to feel like I'm respecting every member that comes in and joins our organization. And I will be honest, for those of you who are new members, usually my messages are a lot more bubbly and smiley and positive than this. But I've really had to take a step back and reflect on I have felt disrespected as a leader of this organization. It's disrespectful to treat our organization in a way that doesn't protect everyone, including that business. And so me as that leader, my reputation and the organization's reputation, I feel like we need to be respectful at all times. So that's why these things are really coming down. And I know for the majority of members, this is business as usual. it's going to be great. You're not worried about a thing, and I'm not worried about you. So this is something that just needs to happen. And I feel like in the cusp of the busy season upon us, this was the time to address those in a very serious and clear way. And so I appreciate your time listening to this. So moving forward, actions like this won't be accepted. And there will be times that if needed, we will remove members if there are significant infractions or disrespect. And so that will be laid out in our handbook. And our current member agreement also has this line in there about dismissal of membership, but we're also improving our member agreement. And so that's going to be very, very clear of those expectations. Again, we have a camera system. So again, this isn't a finger pointing thing, but I need to know when you have a concern about your business. I need to know when you have a concern about using our space. And so this is risking everything that we all work hard for when it doesn't need to happen. We could just follow the rules and see how it is. And Kevin, Hannah, and I continue to look at other shared kitchens, continue to learn from situations and adapt. So there might be some other really cool things that we could learn from members contacting us about a certain way of doing business that would work better in certain situations than what we're doing now. We are a team, and every team member should be accountable, but every team member, aka every business, matters to us. So as I mentioned, the member agreement, it will be issued soon so that you can review it and sign off on it. With this new member agreement also has an annual membership fee. And the membership fee will be due by July 15th via Food Corridor. It's going to be the same as it was, $150, and that you paid when you were onboarded. In the history of the organization, we have not raised the hourly rate, and we have not asked for more annually than when you were onboarded. If you were just onboarded this year, this annual fee of $150 has already been paid. So it will not go to you on July 15th. It will go to all of the members that joined 2023 and previously to that date. So again, this is, as we all know, it's not a secret. This is a very expensive organization to run, but $150 a year doesn't address that for your membership. It actually is addressing value add things that we've done. We have gotten a new cleaning or chemicals company. We've gotten a new first aid station and safety station with AED. We've gotten an increase in towel usage. We have all of those costs that don't even get into the real member benefits part, but just on the ground costs. So again, not anything more than what you paid when you first came on, $150 a year. This also proves that we are making sure that all of those costs, all of those small things that we could do, the cleaning, the towels, all of that can stay in place. And that is something that is not grant funded. So I want to make sure that all of us as a collective understand that your $150 does go right back to the expenses that everyone uses. And so that is an annual fee, and that will be due July 15th. A new membership agreement will outline that and will be sent out very soon. And if you joined within the last year, this annual fee you've already paid and was outlined in your onboarding. So that's just a summary of that. Now, again, anybody who knows me knows that was painful for me to get through, but necessary, as I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your businesses. I want to talk about the positive things that are going on, because I know there's a lot of them. I know that there's so much that everyone is doing. I see it in your faces when I see you in the kitchen. I see you in the onboarding meetings, that it's just exciting. And the variety of members that we have that have been here at any time in the last 3.5 years. It now is a time in history, and our board members that have been here since the beginning have really said that. I mean, this is the kickoff. This is what we're doing. This is where our mission is being met. So now, one of the things that we want to do is to help you when you have public-facing pop-up services, when you book that time, please put in the title of the booking, public-facing. You'll get something in writing about this, but then in addition, you set up a public-facing event and then text or email Hannah, hey, Hannah, I have a pop-up, and here is the hours that I will be open to the public. So right now we're looking at your booking and we're kind of guessing. Are they open noon to 2? Are they open 5 to 7? Because we know you have prep and cleanup outside of your public facing hours. So we want to help market this. As some of you know, Sapphire left the organization as a consultant as she had moved on to another job, and she was helping us with our social media. We have a new social media consultant, which some of you met, Kyle. Kyle Lilly was the showrunner for Home and Garden Show for us, did a great job. And so things like pop-up events or different things that you have going on, member spotlights, he's going to be helping us with that. So we want to make sure, when should the public be coming here? When should we be spreading the word? And if you already have social media explaining all of that, great. Just send that link to Hannah or tag the commissary as always, and we'll continue to share that. One of the great things that Hannah has done in only a month of being here, I can't believe it, she's only been here a month in this role. One of the wonderful things that she has put together is a calendar of events for members. So you may have already seen that link go out. I highly recommend that you just add this as a Google Calendar if you use Google. Add it to whatever calendar that you use, because you could go on there now and see events that we have coming for the future. You could plan ahead when our member meetups are. You could plan ahead when our next lunch and learns are. And as we book these programs, because our programs are growing, our partnerships are growing, when we book these programs, you're going to see them instant almost on that calendar. Mine, I color coded purple. I know every member event on my calendar shows up purple. It's amazing, so that when I am planning ahead, I have that, whether it's a conference or just a regular work day or maybe something for my family. I know, hey, I'm not going to book it during that time because I already know months from now we're going to have this member program and I want to attend. So when it works and we know planning ahead for all of us as busy folks, that's what we want to do. So Hannah will resend out the calendar link this week probably, and add that to your calendar. If you have any questions about how to do that or how to see that, ask Hannah. And we could get that more populated as you have ideas or meeting with us about programs that you need or programs that would be helpful for members. So that's growing, and I'm so excited that we were able to launch that. So for example, this week we have 2 member events that I have to say I'm pretty excited about. Tuesday, so tomorrow, we have events with the Kellys over at iSquare about finding your voice. Kelly and Kelly are EIRs for us. They are the founders of Bossy Rock, and they also own food businesses. Both of those women own 2 different food businesses currently, but have owned more than that in their past. We also are offering free headshots from a new EIR. His name is John. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to have some training on how to get to media, how to get yourself out there, how to get that for low or no cost ways. But then also when you do and they want a picture of you, you have a headshot that's ready to go. So let Hannah know if you're coming, because we have some tips about headshots of how you should come, what you should wear, what you should think about. And again, that's tomorrow night at iSquare. Dinner is included. We are having it catered from Kelly and her team at iSquare. So very exciting there. So give Hannah a call or an email about that. Wednesday evening is our member meetup that you'll see on your calendars, but I know that this communication has gone out several times from Hannah, but we're celebrating Rebecca. We're doing a member meetup and we're celebrating Rebecca about her new production space and also her growing family. So her baby boy is on the way, and I feel like it's probably the last time that I'll see her before her beautiful baby arrives. And so there will be cake, super excited about that, and $1 off beers. at the brewery, and we're also going to be providing some food. So come hang out. And we know how hard it is to get a space. We know how hard it is to grow your business, to be able to afford a space. And so let's just enjoy the evening with Rebecca and her team. So see you Wednesday. And then Gina's financing classes at the SBDC, as you probably read in Hannah's message, they are a little short staffed, so we have to rework their schedule a little bit. As soon as we get that new schedule, we'll get that out. We'll get that confirmed to you. But these financing classes have been amazing. Again, free for members to attend, usually on Monday evenings, but we'll see what the new schedule looks like. But we're hoping to plan fully in advance. Once a month, we'll have these. We're also going to want to hear from you, as I've said, about what are the programs that are needed? What are the programs that we do have that are working for you? But what times work for you? What times, what days? We know it's hard to catch everybody in those times, but we want to make sure that we're offering the variety of times that would be helpful. We're also launching the members only website soon, which will be a combination of benefits, contacts, and information that you will get only as a member. And also quick reference for things that you might have forgotten where they are in Food Corridor or in a message that was sent out a while ago. So we want to make sure that this members only website has just those quick things for you to be able to find. But also we have in the last 2 months really dug in deep to who are the contacts around Rochester and in the region that are going to help our members scale. So I've talked for much longer than usual, about a half an hour. It is a privilege for me to be able to lead this organization, and it is a privilege to get to know you and your businesses. And as we enter into one of the busiest times of year, let's kick it off right. So here we are for whatever we could provide as resources, time, connections, help for you to answer any of your challenges and to be your biggest cheerleader. So please call upon us. But this is a teamwork effort, the staff and the members as a team. So the day-to-day can overshadow our purpose at the commissary sometimes. And so I want to leave that with you today as a reminder of the team that you are a part of. We are a collaborative community providing shared kitchens combined with food industry specific business assistance to help inspiring and aspiring entrepreneurs build a great food community, company, create jobs, and strengthen our regional food economy. We are the region's first food business incubator and only shared kitchen in Monroe County. And it's a social foodpreneur enterprise aimed at facilitating the creation of new food business and ownership opportunities for members of our commissary. We are designed to increase success rates for the new food industry by reducing startup barriers and offering development support services along the way. The commissary fills a much-needed gap in the greater Rochester market, encouraging foodpreneurs, food owners to legitimize and accelerate their concepts and wonderful ideas and family recipes. So I want to thank you all for your support. Thank you for moving ahead into a positive summer season. And thank you for taking the time today to listen to me talk as long as I did. So again, feel free to reach out to any of us, but you can always call my cell phone. It is in every email that I send. It's also the number on the website, 585-993-7475. Go enjoy.